I make over $60,000 a month with my social media marketing agency. Here I'll put some social proof. Now I know what you guys are probably thinking. Raul, what is a social media marketing agency and how can I start one to make that amount of money as well? In this video, I want to break it down all step by step for you. What the business model is, how it actually works, and most importantly, I want to teach you how you can start from zero to making your first 10K a month as an agency owner, even if you're starting completely from scratch. Now, this is the reason why you should listen to me. I'm not some agency owner that's doing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month and been in this business for a decade, right? I'm not teaching you strategies that worked 5-10 years ago, right? I understand what works today is not what works 5-10 years ago, right? Unlike these massive agency owners, I understand your pains and struggles of operating in a competitive landscape of having to build a business from scratch today. Why? Because I was where you were at just a couple months ago, right? Starting my agency from scratch, right? And with the right information, I've been able to eclipse 10K a month, which is what many people want to reach, right, as their first milestone. I've been able to reach 20, 30, 40, 50, 60K a month, and I'm on track to make $100,000 a month this year, right? With the right information, right, you too can grow just like I have. So I'm not going to be teaching you outdated strategies. I'm going to be teaching you what's worked for me today and works in today's competitive landscape, right? I haven't lost touch. Guys, I understand the struggles of building a business, right? It was just like yesterday for me, right? Grinding to get my first client, doing those cold DMs, having to hop on sales call all nervous and frittery, right? I'm not some old monster that's been in this business for decades, right? I personally understand your struggles. Goes just where you were at just a couple of days ago, or months in this case. I'm going to be teaching you from recent experience. That means what I'm about to share is not only proven, but relevant, practical, and actually doable for somebody just getting started, somebody wanting to make the first 10K a month. Now, if you're not very familiar with the business model or what the acronym SMMA stands for, let me explain. I think it's important to first understand what you're even going to be starting and building, right, to make your first 10K a month. SMMA stands for Social Media Marketing Agency. But that can mean a lot of different things for different people because you can run a whole bunch of different businesses under the SMMA umbrella. Let's call them sub branches, right? And to not overcomplicate this, let's call them agencies, okay? Because social media marketing agency. You're an agency owner, right? If you happen to build this business. Now, there's some agencies that focus on Google SEO, right? You offer SEO work to businesses and in return you get money. Or maybe you have a content creation agency. Maybe you do UGC content for local brick and mortar stores. You get paid for that. Or you can run an advertising agency, which I recommend, in my opinion, is the best of all of them because that's what I'm currently running. And I think that's the most lucrative one. Why? Because, well, you run ads for businesses. These businesses get leads. Okay, and these leads they turn into sales or jobs, depending on whatever business it is you're working. It helps them grow their business to get more jobs and work and sales. So it's like a win-win scenario. They're happy because you're getting them more jobs, and you return you're getting your monthly retainer. So it's like a win-win scenario. So you can run an advertising agency. There's a whole bunch of different agencies you can do. Now, the one I'm going to be talking about in this video specifically is an advertising agency because that's one I run, and that's the one I feel like has the hugest potential for growth because with Google SEO and like this content creation agency, the strategy really isn't sales or growth. It's more like making their life a bit easier. Maybe with the UGC content, make them look professional. Maybe you have a website agency. You want to make their website look professional, right? But with advertising agencies, you're optimizing for them to make sure they get more results. It's results driven. They get sales. That's the whole point of my agency. I want to make sure my business clients get sales. Because if they get sales, they're growing, they're continuing with me, right? It's like that type of partnership is very powerful. So yeah, this video I'll be talking specifically about advertising agencies. So like I said, what I run is a paid advertising agency, which is one of the most results-driven SMMA business out there. In simple terms, I help businesses get more customers, get more sales through paid ads on Facebook and Instagram. Now with the advertising agency, you can obviously expand. You can do Google, you can do YouTube, TikTok, or Pinterest. There's a whole bunch of different platforms out there. I specifically focus on the big one, which was Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. That's why I run the ads for my clients to help them get more sales. In exchange for me running their ads to help them get more sales, I get paid a monthly retainer, which is $2,000 to $3,000 a month, depending on how much they're spending on ads and how big the client is. Now, obviously, I can charge way more, which I'm in the process of, but a good ballpark is charge at least $2,000 a month with your agency services once you're established at the minimum. When it comes to my clients' ads, I handle everything from strategy to execution, running and optimizing their ads to make sure they continue to get consistent results and that massive growth. In short, they get my business, I get paid. It's a win-win scenario. So if you're curious about how to start offering marketing services to other businesses just like I have, well, stay tuned. Grab a notepad, take notes, because I'm gonna delve deep into what helped me, I guess, take my business from the ground up. Now look, in theory, SMMA is a free business model. You need no upfront capital to start. How do you get clients, you may ask? Well, you cold email, you cold DM, you cold call, right? These are free strategies to get clients. Let people know about your services and offers. But the problem is, in today's competitive landscape, it might work, but what happens? You're competing with like 1,000 other agency owners offering the same services, same guarantees, maybe not a fraction of the price, like if you're competing with people from like India, right? It's more competitive than ever to really stand out from the flock. Right? I used to do that. I used to do cold DM, cold email, but it took forever to get my first client. It took me many, many months. It was so hard. If you want to play this business model or hard mode, do that, but have some upfront capital saved up. You don't have to have a lot. A couple $100 will do. I'm going to be teaching you the way you get clients fast. And in order to get clients fast, well, you're gonna need some initial capital, but it's not gonna be a lot of money. You'll need a couple $100 for running the paid ads to acquire clients. That's the way I preach. The fastest way to grow an agency is running paid ads. Right? You run an ad, you let people know what you offer, you get people to book on sales calls with you, get on sales calls with you, and boom. Right? They come to you instead of you coming to them. Dynamic changes. When you cold DM, cold email people, well, you're kind of like the desperate one here. You're kind of like, hey, please work with me. But when they book a call with you from your ads, well, dynamic changes. They kind of need you now. They're kind of selling themselves. So in this video, I'm not gonna teach you the free method of starting SMMA. I truly think it doesn't work anymore just because of all the competition of everybody cold email people. No, you wanna get your first clients quick, you value your time, you wanna get your 10K a month quick, run paid ads. And for that, you need some money, some upfront capital. The more money you have, the better, because you can scale quicker, my bad. In this video, I'm gonna be giving you 7 different steps that you gotta follow in order to go from a newbie agency owner to making your first 10K a month as an agency owner with an advertising agency. Now, if I'm honest here, I should be charging for this information, right? A couple grand at least, but I'm giving it to you guys for free, so you better freaking take notes, right? You gotta pause the video every once in a while, do it. Right? Make sure you internalize all the information I give you. I wish I had this information when I was first starting off. So I want to pass the love to you guys, the new generation that want to build their agency. Step 1, learn marketing and sales. Now, I cannot say enough the importance of understanding how marketing works. Don't dive deep into this business model without understanding what you're actually selling. Right? That's a newbie mistake. You hear about SMMA, you want to build one ASAP, but you don't get the fundamentals right. You gotta first make sure you know what you're selling and understand how it all works. Now, when it comes to the marketing element, right, because that's a social media marketing agency, that's what you're gonna be selling, marketing. It's very easy to acquire as a skill, right? When I was first starting off and I had no money to my name, right, because I was starting this business model with a thought process like many of you guys, oh, you can start this business model with no money down. So I started it, I had no money down. So what did I do? Okay, I educated myself first. So the way you educate yourself and acquire the marketing ability, we'll get to the sales skill in a bit, but let's start with marketing. Now, the way that I got better at marketing in the very beginning, obviously, was educating myself with books, like YouTube videos. Right? There's a whole bunch of SMMA courses on YouTube. If you actually search, there's a whole bunch of like full course on how to build your social media market, and then there's like a marketing element to it, like a marketing module. There's a whole bunch of like free SMMA courses out there. I would dive into books as well. I would go on Amazon, I would read the top 10 books with like the 5-star ratings. Right? I would read those books. I would listen to podcasts on marketing. I would listen to Alex Hormozi. His books are very good. The $100 million offers and the $100 million leads. Those books are like $1 each. There's a lot of information out there. You can get to little to no money to acquire a marketing ability. And I recommend you guys first dive deep into learning what you're selling. Don't make a rookie mistake of just freaking diving deep into the business and making it work. No, you're gonna crash quickly. And it also helps you feel confident what you're selling. Once you understand what you're actually selling, you're like, okay, it becomes a bit easier now. You understand, okay, the importance of marketing in any business, right? 99% of a business is marketing. And I always say this to every business I work with. You may have the best products, the best service, the best freaking prices, but if no one knows about you, no one will buy, right? That's where marketing comes into play. And there's a saying in marketing too, right? The best known beats the best, right? When you think of hamburgers, what do you think of? You think of McDonald's or Burger King. Why? Because they're the best marketers. You don't think about the local burger joints. I'm sure there's better burger joints in your city, but you don't think of them because they don't have a good marketing strategy. So marketing is very essential in any business. So I kind of look at it that way. That's something I acquired obviously by prioritizing education in the very beginning. So like I said, you can acquire a marketing skill, marketing ability, doing that, books, mentors, or courses, programs, a whole bunch of free stuff, podcasts. Now, the reason why learning sales is very important is because you're gonna be hopping on sales calls to sell your services to prospects. And I always say this, right? Nothing beats hopping on an actual live sales call and trying to close someone on your services, right? That's worth like 1,000 books. So my advice to you is don't dive too deep into books and podcasts and courses on sales, right? Nothing beats actual practical experience. When it comes to the sales ability, right, you don't have to dive that deep into learning the ability. You learn as you go. Just make sure you have some notions on how to sell people, how to get people to feel pain, on why they need you, right, to work with you, right, and how your service can help them alleviate that pain. Right? In this case, maybe getting more sales. Step number 1 is educating yourself first. Make sure that you know what you're selling, how you're gonna sell it. Step 2, choose a niche. Now, a lot of you guys like to overcomplicate this. I also overcomplicated this in the very beginning. I would scavenge every video on YouTube looking at what are the best niches to start this year. I would try to see if there's like a I don't know, untapped niche. Every niche is tapped now. Like SMM is so saturated today, right? It's not like 10 years ago when SMM was first starting to pick up. No one really knew what it was. No, everybody knows. Even your aunt, your uncle, your grandma knows, right? Every person in India is doing SMA, right? It's super saturated today, right? You're not gonna be very lucky when it comes to niches. Almost every niche has been taken by a lot of other agency owners. Now, don't get me wrong. There are niches that are way more saturated than others. Like, for example, the gym niche, right? There's a lot of advertising agencies offering services to gym owners. That's super saturated. Or roofers, right? These are niches that are super, super saturated because so many people heard good things about them. They dive into that and what? It gets very saturated. Okay, look, I don't want to give you false hope. There really isn't any niche that isn't really untapped anymore. We're in an age where everybody is running an agency just because everybody sees the opportunity in this niche, right? Almost every niche out there has been untapped. So I'll be the one to say to you, there is no perfect niche. What I would recommend to you is choose the niche that you understand the best, right? This will make everything much easier for you. Now, to give you context, I started my advertising agency offering my services to furniture stores. Now, the reason why I offer my services to furniture stores, I know it's a bit weird, like furniture stores, is because I used to flip furniture before I started a social media marketing agency. So I flipped furniture for 2 years, and I got very proficient at marketing my furniture to sell it. So I was like, I can use this as a skill and maybe monetize it. That's the reason why I decided furniture stores, because I already had a understanding of how to market furniture, and it just made sense. Right, since then I've expanded. I do furniture stores, mattress stores, appliance stores. I recently expanded to home improvement companies. The reason why I'm able to expand now is because I have the ability to, right? In the very beginning, you don't have the ability, right? Because you're barely getting started. In the very beginning, I recommend you specialize in something. Okay, once you specialize, you make something out of your agency, you're grown, then you can start to experiment and expand into other niches. But in the very beginning, stick to one niche. And what I recommend you, stick to a niche that you understand the best. Right? It might be, I don't know, plumbing for you. It might be construction companies for you. Maybe you do construction. Maybe your family owns a restaurant. Maybe you understand how to advertise to restaurants, right? Just choose a niche that makes sense based on your current circumstance. Any niche will work. You can make it work. Step 3, build a personal brand. Right? I cannot tell you enough the importance of building a personal brand for your agency. Now, this is something a lot of newbie agency owners make as a mistake. They dive into a niche. Let's say that you offer your advertising services to gym owners. The gym niche is super saturated, right? Everybody's offering the same thing, same price, but maybe even cheaper prices than yours, same guarantees. It's crazy competitive today. So the question now becomes, okay, based on all these options in the market, right? The gym owners, there's a lot of different options, okay? Why you instead of the 1,000 other agency owners that exist? Well, a good way to make them look at you, I guess, outside of price, outside of service, is looking at who you are as a whole, like your social medias. When people see you and you're offering your service, let's say you're running paid ads. We're gonna talk about paid ads in a bit, right? How to acquire clients. But let's say you do take the free route, right? Let's say you do decide to do cold DMs, right, on Instagram. Well, when they see your message, they're also gonna see your Instagram. If your Instagram's a ghost town, they're not gonna respond. But on the other hand, if your Instagram's full of the right content, testimonials, maybe you give them advice that could help them, right? They're more likely to respond to you. So building a personal brand is more important today than ever, just because of all the competitive people you're gonna be facing. Step 3 is building a personal brand. That's a requirement if we really want to stand out from the flock. If you want to have headaches and ask yourself, why is my business not growing? It's because you don't have a personal brand. So what I recommend to you is right out from the start, okay, build a Facebook, build an Instagram, okay, that's specifically gonna be for your agency, right? And that's Facebook and Instagram. I'm omnipresent. Just to give you context, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Right? I'm on every platform. But if I were to give you like just 2 platforms to focus on, do Facebook and Instagram. Then you can start expanding once you have the manpower. I have the manpower now, right? I didn't have the manpower when I was at 2K a month or 3K a month, right? I didn't have it now. In the very beginning, I only focused on Facebook and Instagram. Focus on the 2 platforms, and in those 2 platforms, okay, if you're starting off, more than likely you don't have testimonials there or social proof. So what I recommend to you is just maybe create content, and in that content give advice. By that I mean, make sure that advice that you give has your face in it as well. Don't just freaking post a graphic design and like, oh, marketing 101 tips. No, make sure you have a face with your brand, right? That's very important. Don't just freaking spit out advice and just in graphic design. No, make sure your branding has a face element to it, because people don't buy from businesses, they buy from people. We want to build trust here as well. So when it comes to social medias, post valuable advice. Remember, you got a peer in it, okay, or one of your employees, but if you're barely starting off, you have no employees, so you got to put in it. Don't be shy. You got to put yourself out there. Give advice, tips, results, right? Maybe you have some results, post that there. Testimonials, if you have testimonials, post that, of course. So just make sure your Instagram and your Facebook doesn't look like a ghost town. Now, if you need reference, I'll put my Instagram here, right? And I also put it in the description of this video. You can look at my Instagram later and kind of like have an idea how I do it with my agency. I'll put all my socials, so you have an idea how I run my personal brand. FYI, my personal brand is in Spanish. I have built my agency in Spanish. I did start in English. If you go way back to my Instagram, you can see the content in English, also my TikTok. But I found my blue ocean strategy to be different, and I did it in Spanish. And so you can still like use that as reference, right? You just look at kind of like the content I'm posting. You have an idea, right? But just, I'll put my socials here so you can have an idea. But it's very important, build a personal brand. Let's stop for a second. I want to show you the importance of how personal branding can motivate you to do a certain action, and how it also appears in your prospects' eyes for them to want to work with you just because of the authority you have, and how you're more believable. For many of you guys that are starting a social media marketing agency today, more than likely got inspired by somebody like Iman Gadzhi. Iman Gadzhi is an authoritative figure, right? He's been in this space for a long time, many years now. He's documented his whole journey from newbie agency owner to building a massive business empire, right? He has a massive personal brand, right? People trust him now. He's this authority figure in the business world, and not only agency world, but business world. And how is it possible that he has so much power? Just because of his personal brand. If it weren't for his personal brand, well, many of you guys wouldn't be building a social media marketing agency, because he's the one that preached to you in the very beginning, build a social media marketing agency, because that's what he did to get his, I guess, start in business. And because he influences you from his personal brand, because you watch his content, you trust them, boom, you're building a social media marketing agency. Or maybe in this case, it's because of me, right? I inspired you in some way, shape, or form. And because you like me, because you trust, boom, you're building a social media marketing agency, right? Personal brands motivate you to take actions, right? And maybe you don't even realize it. Likewise, the same logic applies when you're building a personal brand for your agency. You might be thinking, this is a lot of work. I gotta build content, I gotta put testimonials, I gotta give advice. That's like another full-time. No, yes, it might be another full-time job, but look, it makes you different from the flock, right? It gives people a reason to look at you, I guess, outside of price alone and outside of what you offer. Like, I remind you, right? People are from people, not from businesses. So if you really want to guarantee your shot at success, build a personal brand. You'll thank me later. Step 4, start running ads to acquire clients for your agency. Like I said in the beginning of this video, right? I want you to get clients ASAP, right? I want you to get your 10K a month ASAP. And using the free collab strategies to get clients is not gonna do it. It's gonna take you forever. Like I remind you, there's like thousands of other agency owners offering the same services, getting guarantees, and probably at a fraction of the price. So it's becoming near impossible to acquire clients the old way. It worked at one point when it wasn't saturated, but today it's so saturated. Right? If you don't really want to struggle, right, nothing beats running paid ads to acquire clients, right? Instead of you going to them desperately with the cold emails, cold calls to get a shot at working with them, they come to you, right, begging you for you to help them get more clients, right, more sales, right, with your advertising agency. Now, it is very important that before you start running paid ads, I want to remind you, make sure you have something going on with your Facebook and Instagram, some content, right? That's the reason why I put step 3, building a personal brand. Because when people start seeing your ads, right, to acquire clients, I'll get to it in a minute, exactly how the ads should be structured. The moment people start seeing your ads, they're gonna click on your profile, and if they see your profile is like a ghost town, your Facebook and your Instagram, well, people are very unlikely to go with you, right? That's the reason why it's very important to build a personal brand. So if they do see your ad, they click on your profile, like, damn, okay, this guy's legit, right? He's not like a ghost, right? A scammer, right? You're more likely to get people to actually convert with the ads that you're running. That's the reason why step 3 is building a personal brand, and step 4 is paid ads. So make sure you have the personal brand element in place before you start running the paid ads. All right, in order to run ads, you need 2 things. Number 1, you need a killer ad, and you need a killer funnel, right? To be able to get the traffic from Facebook, people interested in your offer, to a funnel where people in the funnel book a sales call with you. It's a 2-step process. Killer ads, killer funnels, okay, and get on a sales call with you. That's how you wake up every morning, okay, with the calendar packed, okay, with sales calls. That's how I do it. That's how the most advanced agency owners out there do it, right? They don't rely on cold DMs, cold emails. No. They wake up every morning, sales calls filled. How? With paid ads. Now, lucky for you, because you guys support me as you're watching this video, in the description of this video, okay, I'm gonna give you guys 2 things. Number 1, okay, I'm gonna give you example ads that I have run in the past that work. You can guys reverse engineer the ads if you want. I will be giving you guys links to my funnels so you can reverse engineer the funnels. So that way you guys have no struggles at all. Not only you have an idea how the ads work, how the funnels work, you can obviously look at look guys, my system has helped me get to 60K a month, right? And I'm on track to get to 100K a month this year. I'm having explosive growth. So this system is proven. It can easily get you to 10K a month. I have eclipsed that. But if I were to simplify both these elements for you, let's start with the ad creation. When it comes to creating the ad, what I always recommend is first the call out, right? Let's say that you work with, let's do gym. I don't know why gym keeps coming to my mind. Gym owners. So what you would do right away is make sure the ads that you run, they're not graphic design ads, they're video ads. Because like I said, we want to build a brand. We want to let people know you exist. That helps you stand out, not a freaking graphic design. So in the video, okay, you're going to structure it with hook, body, CTA. In the hook, you're going to call out the people you want to work with. I would recommend putting a revenue mark as well. Because if you call all gym owners, you're going to get a lot of broke people. I always call out the people I want to work with. I know that people have money. So for example, in this case, what you would do is like, are you a gym owner that makes at least $30,000 a month with your gym and are looking for ways to scale past that? Something like that. Just like a call out, Are you a gym owner making at least $30,000 a month with your gym and you're tired with tire kickers with leads and want a proven system that's been used in dozens of other gyms to scale? So you get the idea, right? Just call out the people you want to work with. In the body, don't give out the whole shebang. Just make it high level, kind of like get them excited, but don't tell them the whole story. Like tell them, hey, we can help you do X, Y, and Z. How do we know that? Because we've done this with other businesses, right? Even if you haven't do it, you can do like it's a white lie or a black lie, kind of like just to get them like excited, right? You call out your people in the body, high level, kind of what you do. Just tell them like you get them clients, right? We're advertising agency. Don't tell them how you do it. Just tell them we get them clients. And then in the CTA is like book a free discovery call, like limited spots available this month. Get like some urgency in there, right? Like exclusivity. Okay, that's a killer ad. It's not rocket science, guys. And like if you really want to get into nitty gritty, go on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of other people already that have made videos about how to make a killer ad. Right. The whole point of this video is to give you kind of like a cookie cutter system. I don't want to go into nitty gritty detail. If that was the case, this video would be like 4 or 5 hours. Now the point of this video is I really want you guys to have an idea on how this all works out, like how my business is able to scale so you can apply in your scenario. So make a killer ad, killer offer. I recommend read the book $100 Million Offers from Alex Hormozi. It's a really good book. He gives you a good idea on how to make a killer offer so that when you do your videos, it stands out from the flock. Either way, in the video description of this video, I'm gonna give you guys some of my ads so you guys can study. The next thing, after you have the ad, after you get people's attention, you want to send people over to a funnel, a landing page. Obviously there's other ways to do it. You can get like a lead form, but I prefer a funnel just because the quality is better. Basically the alternative way that a lot of people do it is like people see a killer ad, and what agency owners would do is like make them fill out like a lead form. So people fill out like their first name, last name, phone number, email, maybe some like qualifying questions, and then on the thank you page like, hey, you book a sales call. But I really don't like lead forms. I prefer funnels because it's higher intent, and also it's the brand element, right? You're standing out from the flock. Because it's hard, it's more work obviously doing a funnel than a freaking lead form, but because it's more work, people appreciate it a bit more, right? And you stand out from the flock. So what I do is killer ad, take people over to a landing page, like a funnel, which I give you guys in the description so you can reverse funnel hack it. I take people to a landing page, and in that landing, so I have 2 different landing pages. I'll give both of them to you. The first landing page, okay, is just like a 1-step close. Like people see the landing page, they click on it, they see like a quick 2-minute VSL, kind of teach them how it works, some case studies, some results, and people book directly there, right? So there's no way to like acquire a lead if like they kind of regret. No, I do it because I really want higher intent. My cost per appointment there is a bit higher just because it's very high intent, like and I ask a lot of qualifying questions you will be able to see in the funnel. But I do it just because I have a lot of authority already in my niche. Right? I have a lot of authority. I work with dozens of stores already. I don't need to do a lot of work to convince these people to work with me. So it's a 1-step funnel. I recommend 1-step funnel only if you're already an authority figure. But probably a lot of you guys are probably starting out. So that's where funnel B comes into play. Funnel B is a 2-step funnel. Okay, you take people over to a landing page, and the landing page is like a survey funnel. So people fill out like this survey. So you ask them questions. Okay, once they answer the questions, they get sent to a thank you page, and that thank you page, okay, that's where they can book an appointment with me, like a sales call. So it's like a 2-step close, 2-step funnel. Basically, the first step, I acquired a lead. I don't want to lose a lead. And step 2 is you get them to book a sales call. Now the reason why you do funnel B than funnel A is because in funnel B you don't need to put social proof in the landing page. Right? You don't need social proof. Funnel A, because it's a 1-step, you gotta do a lot of social proof. You convince them that you're right fit, but with funnel B, it's like they only gotta fill out a couple different questions. It's not very high intent, right? And once you have the lead, if they don't decide to actually go through and book a sales call, well, you have the lead, so you can call them directly. So those are 2 funnels I run. I'll give it to you guys in the description. I remind you guys, I know I'm talking a lot about different things. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to message me on Instagram or write in the comments down below this video. I'll be glad to help you guys. I really want you guys to succeed. So yeah, run a killer ad, funnels, boom. That's how you get sales call. And then that's how your calendar's full of sales calls. Step 5. Now this step is optional, but it's offering your services for free to the first couple of people that book a sales call with you. Now you only really do this if you're starting out. Now in the very beginning, when I was running my marketing agency, building my personal brand, running ads, I didn't have a lot of clients, a lot of social proof, a lot of testimonials. So it made sense in my mind, okay, to close a whole bunch of different clients for like a month and offer them like a free month. And in return, I wanted to be able to use their results, obviously a social proof on my Instagram, my Facebook, or on my personal brand, and I wanted to give me a testimonial if I was able to get them a result. So I closed like 5-6 clients right away. Like literally, nobody would say no, right? Because they were excited, right? Because they're coming to you to help them, and you obviously talk like you're an authority figure, like yeah, I can help you out, but maybe you're not fully like sure that you can help them out. But when you offer them like a free month, they get very excited just because they came to you, even if you might not sound as authoritative, if that makes sense, right? Like you may not feel as confident. My bad, that's a better word, confident. But you offer them that free month, and the reason you offer this free month, like I said, it's optional, but I would recommend it, is so you can accumulate social proof, and it just makes everything much easier in the long run. Close 4 or 5 different clients, get a whole bunch of social proof, like take screenshots of their cost per lead, get screenshots of every time they make a sell, make them basically because they feel like they owe you, so they'll give you a whole bunch of like results that you can show off, or testimonials if you actually help them get results. And also the good thing about this is like if it went well after the first month, they go with you month 2, month 3, month 4, like at your proper retainer, because you already showed them that you can get them results. Now I remember the first time I tried this, I think I closed I think it was like 6 people. I only closed 2 people. 4 people, oh my god, it was embarrassing. I didn't get anything, no results. It was horrible. But 2 people did go well. With 2 people, I was able to get them sales, so they continued with me month 2, 3, 4, 5. So that worked out for me. Out of the 6, I closed 2. So can't get angry. So it works, right, in the long run. And this way you get your hands wet, right? You're getting real practical experience, especially if you're newbie agency owner. Right, you're getting sales call, you're closing them, right? You have a better feel on how to close these people. You get a better feel on how to get them results, and this all makes you feel more confident, which in return will help you close more clients in the long run. Step 6. Get paying clients. With more experience and more social proof, will closing clients become much easier. I won't lie to you, in the very beginning, in your first couple of sales calls, it's very frightening. But after you start doing them every single day, a couple times a day, it just becomes so easy. It's like, okay, there's like a cookie cutter system. Okay, you say this, you can feel pain, you make them feel like you're the right fit, that you can help them alleviate that pain, boom, you close them. Right? It's a process. Now I don't want to get into nitty gritty detail on how to close these people. There's a whole bunch of YouTube videos out there. But like I said, step 6 is just closing people. And I'll tell you this from experience, it gets easier over time. Don't feel like it gets harder. It gets easier because of the practice. You get more confidence, you get more social proof. Especially if you did step 5, which is optional, of closing 5 different clients, you have a whole bunch of social proof now. It's easier. Like you feel more confident when you go on sales call, more conviction, right? You get more conviction really when you do this more and you have more social proof. It's like a crazy thing. Whenever I hop a sales call, it's kind of like in my mind, like I'm gonna close this guy. It's easy because I've already done this so many different times. I speak with so much conviction. People like believe me, like damn, and I know I can get them results. In the very beginning, it wasn't like that. I was like, damn, what if it doesn't work out? I was sweating every time. I was like, damn, what? Like I would get so nervous, right? But this thing you get when you close people, the more you close, the better you become. You'll speak with more confidence now because your system works. So that's step 6. Close people. Don't offer your service for free forever. Close. All right, step 7 is scaling past 10K a month. You have all the information needed to really scale, right? To get to that first 10K a month and beyond. Just replicate from step 3 to step 6 over and over and over again. Like continue to do those steps all the time, right? Continue to post more content. Continue to run more variations of ads. Up your budget, right? Get in more sales calls, close more people. Just continue that cycle over and over again. And sooner than you realize, you'll get your 10K a month. It's not rocket science, right? It's super easy. Look, building a marketing agency isn't very difficult. A lot of you guys like to overcomplicate this. Sure, it might feel a little bit tricky at first while you're trying to get the hang of the business model. But once it clicks, everything becomes easier. You'll start landing clients, delivering results, and stacking revenue. And the best part, it's an online business. You can run it from anywhere in the world. If you want more advice, don't be afraid, write it down in the comments down below. Now, if you want more technical advice, more one-on-one advice, for example, there's a couple different things that I didn't really delve into this video because the video would be like 4 or 5 hours. For example, when somebody books a sales call, right? How to turn on automations so that people get automatic reminders. The moment they book a sales call, they get reminded 24 hours before the sales call, let them know they have a sales call with you 1 hour before. But there's a couple different nitty-gritty things, right? Like how to optimize the ads, right? This would make this video like 10 hours, okay? Like this whole video is I want to give you guys my cookie cutter system, right? But now if you want more one-on-one help, message me on Instagram, we'll work something out. But if you got value from this video, don't forget to throw a like, a comment, subscribe, or share this video to somebody else you think that will need it. I want to see you win. Let's kill it.